Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel Melanade Beauty. Today I am going to be upcycling a few items that I found in the trash off the side of the road, including this very shiny blue brown vase that I think will be so cute as an aged worn vessel. So that is what I am going to be doing to this. I'm going to make it really rugged and rough, lots of texture. And to start, I'm going to be spray painting it in a matte black. I am using the Rust-Oleum Farmhouse Black spray paint. I'm going to be giving this 2 full coats, so that way I have a good black base to start with. However, you can use whatever color you like. I just think black would contrast well with the items in my home. And for the first layer of texture, I'm going to be using some black chalk paint, and I'll be mixing it with some baking soda. Now, my tip for getting an even more textured look is to use sand. I picked up this sand from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add that in as well and give it a good mix. Now I'm just going to lather on the mixture all over the vase. Be careful because it will splatter. As you see, I should have done it outside, but I was careful and I didn't make a mess. So I'm going to cover it completely and put it outside to dry for the next few hours. Once that first layer was completely dry, I went on and got some dirt. I did use some dirt from the plants inside my house, but you can use dirt from outside, and I added water to it to create a mud consistency. And once again, I'm going to layer on that mixture right on top of the first layer, and I'm going to, really pack it on there. In some areas make it thick and some areas thin. This is going to create a really great texture for the next step. And although this step is a little messy, I actually enjoyed rubbing mud all over this vase. It was kind of fun and therapeutic at the same time, almost like I was having my own little pottery class. Once my piece is completely covered in mud, I went on and let it sit out in the sun for a few hours until it was completely dry. So you see a little bit of it starting to dry already, but what really needs to dry is those thick areas. So this is the state of it in the next 20 minutes. I ended up leaving it overnight. And the next morning I came out to dust off some of that extra dirt from the vase. This is going to leave behind a very faded, worn tone to the vase. However, it was a lot of dirt and it was very hard and really stuck on there. So it did take quite a while to dust it off completely. As you see here, I am using paper towels, but it started to shred, especially from that sand texture. So I decided to use a paintbrush with a coarse bristle, and that worked perfect. As you see here, it's just dusting away very effortlessly. So I did that all around until it was to the look I desired. And I wasn't quite satisfied with the final look, so I decided to take some chalk paint and just stipple it on to give it dimension, add dirt back on in areas, just, go back and forth to really play around with the dimensions and texture. And I also went back in with the black chalk paint over some areas to add more layers. So overall, that is the key to creating a very unique aged piece, is to have multiple layers of colors and multiple layers of texture. That way it looks actually aged and worn in like a true vintage piece. Next up, I found this cute little chair on the side of the road in someone's trash, and I thought it'd be a great flip. I posted this on my Instagram to ask you all whether I should keep the frame of the wood natural or should I paint it black, and you all chose black. So that is what I am doing, and I'm using that same Rust-Oleum Farmhouse Black spray paint. Remember to go ahead and follow my Instagram so you can have your input on my upcoming interior design ideas. Now that this chair has 2 full coats of paint, I'm going to let it sit out in the sun to fully dry as I reupholster the seat. First, I'm going to take off this muslin backing that I'll be reusing. And of course, to reupholster this seat, I'll be needing a staple gun and scissors, as well as my choice of fabric, which is this super plush Sherpa fleece material that I found at Walmart as a blanket for $11 on clearance. And I used this for actually my previous video where I reupholstered the ottoman. I'll leave that link below as well. That turned out really good. I love this material for that alternative boucle fabric. Remember, as you are stapling your material, that you avoid covering up those holes where the nails go for when you reinstall your seat to the chair. And here I am just cutting off the excess of fabric so it can have a nice flat surface. And I'm going to use that same muslin material for the backing to staple back on for a more finished look. Also being sure not to put any staples over those existing holes where I'll be putting the chair back together. And I just want to say thank you if you have made it this far in the video. I really appreciate you all. If you have any suggestions or requests for video ideas in the future, leave a comment below. I would love to hear your feedback and, you know, get some new ideas to create for you guys. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. I post videos like this once a week every Thursday, and I would love for you to be a part of my YouTube family.